Ladies and gentlemen, would you please be upstanding for the national anthem? And your announcer and commentator for this session is Mr. Grant Chivers.
Welcome everybody then. We'll be starting in a minute or two. Welcome to all those watching online as well around the world. We had people in Australia and Scotland last week. Before we get going, I'd like to thank on your behalf all the officials, the management team and the people who have made this event a success so far and will continue to do so. So perhaps you could just show your appreciation to all those people before we get going. Okay then, so we're going to start in dead on time, which is about just over 2 minutes away. Our first event this afternoon is the 50-metre freestyle. Then we've got the, that's for the women. Then the men's 50 breaststroke, the women's 200 IM, and we finish up with the men's 400 individual medley, and then there'll be finals for the shorter events after that. If you are watching online, you'll have some lovely camera shots. The one you've got at the moment is from the start end, showing the position of the blocks. And as the race gets underway, at the turn end, that's what you'll see. Lane 1 is closest to us, lane 8 furthest away. And then the camera in the middle of the pool is going to pan from side to side as the swimmers progress through the race. So that's what you're going to see. And when we get to the finals, we'll be marching all our swimmers on through a little archway down at the start end. And we've got a camera you'll see a bit later on, specifically focusing on that. So here at Bournemouth, nice sunny day for those of you watching online. In fact, it's a nice sunny day, almost cloudless. About 5 or 6 degrees when we arrived this morning. The pool's looking fantastic with all the swimming and Hertfordshire decor around the side. And as this session goes through, the light will drop, the reflections on the water will get bigger, the reflection of the scoreboard in the window become more apparent, and then we'll go into darkness for this evening's session. So, our first heat, like our race, 50-metre freestyle, the fastest we're going to see the women swim for these championships. We start off in the 36-second mark, and then by our 18th heat, the entry times are down around the 26:55. Of course, the swimmers just looking to get into the final. If you're doing times around 26:55, we'll see what they can do later on. So, referees, I think we're about ready to go now. It's just coming up to 2:10. Event 401, Heat 1, referee. So those of you watching online, you'll have seen the swimmers' names on the overlay, so I won't be going through those. 50 metres in, fast and furious, as we come up to the first turn of this event today. It's about lane 1 in the lead, it's pretty close though. Moving off the wall though, it's lane 7 moving up towards the 5 metre mark. That's Aoife Blessing for Hatfield, little ahead of the rest of the swimmers. Last couple of strokes, Aoife takes the win, 34.85 her time. Second place goes to Scarlett Omand. Third place, Amélie Desmoul. Heat 2, referee. Second heat underway. Not much time till they get to the turn. It's lane 4 in the lead. That's the Cheshunt swimmer with the orange hat, Amélie Jenkins, coming back down towards the start end, half a length to go. Amélie just in the lead, beginning to get overhauled by Ashley Worth of Ware in lane 8. At the far side, it's Amélie going to take the heat. Fast finishing Hitchin swimmer there. Charlotte Dixon in lane 3. Dixon second in the end, 34.66. Jenkins first, 34.36. Third place was Worth, 34.78. Heat 3, referee. Third heat, halfway down the pool, in a line. Most of these heats are going to be in a line. Slight advantage far end of the pool, lane 7 and 8 as they come into the turn. It's actually lane 5 just ahead of the rest of the field. That's Akata of Costa with the blue hat. She comes back out of the turn. She's got half a length to go, still in the lead. Closest swimmer to her, Brazil, in lane 7, but Cotto going to take the win. Last couple of strokes, 33.72. Her winning time. Savannah Smith second, 34.14. Third place Brazil, 34.21. Heat 4, referee. These early heats spearheaded, fastest swimmer on entry time in the centre of the pool, which is lane 4. Sophie Tom in this case for Ware. And it's Tom pretty much there or thereabouts. She turns just ahead of the swimmer in lane 3, but Tom still in lead. Ross Arivalo of Harpenden in lane 3. Those two vying first and second. Advantage at the moment to Tom. Fast finishing Lily Chappell in 1, but the win goes to Tom, 32.12. Lily coming back well, the last half length, 32.30. Third place goes to Eliana Ross Arevelo, her time 32.31. Heat 6, referee. Apologies, this is Heat 5. And a nice underwater phase for lane 3 just behind, but in the lead at the moment is lane 6. Amelia Cass off Bishop Stortford going into the turn. Cass has a slight advantage. Lois Fields, Bronwyn Fuller next to him, 5 and 4. Cass though still in the lead as she comes up towards the flags. Underneath the flags at the 5 metre mark, lanes 3 and 4 coming back on her. 4's looking good here for the win. And Alison Liu in 4 does take the win. 32.38, second place goes to Hickford, 32.63, SB Wee third, 32.85. All changed around then in the last 6 or 7 metres. This is Heat 6, referee. Pretty much in a line, lane 6, slight advantage. This is Amelia Cass. Got the recognition a heat or two ago, but now she deserves it and she's got it. She's in the lead. Coming back on her though, it is lane 4. Lane 1 not far behind. Lane 1 looking good here. Isabel Cartwright for Hoddesdon as they come underneath the flags. Cartwright's going to take this one. Last couple of strokes, doesn't quite finish perfectly, but takes the win nevertheless. Cartwright, 30.91, second place Cass, 31.37, third place Ord, 31.67. Heat 7, referee. Lane 2, early advantage out of the transition phase. Just holding on to this for the moment. Macy Sill of Ware as they go into the turn. Sill just has the advantage. The Hatfield swimmer over in lane 6. Amy Whitten in second place, coming back down towards the start end. Half a length to go. Sill still has the lead. It's pretty close. The centre lane's moving up on her now. Sill versus Malfoy versus Randall. Sill should take this one, and she does. 30.85, Macy Sills winning time. Holly Malfoy second, 30.88. Third, Amy Whitten, 31.06. Heat 8, referee. Eighth heat underway, nice underwater phase for the Chestnut swimmer in the centre of the pool. Mia Nelson entered on a 30.83. Can she go sub 30 in the heats here? Turns in the lead. Up about the 4 metre mark. Nelson still has the advantage, being pushed by the lane 8 swimmer, Lucy Alexander of Harpleton. It's Nelson in 4, Alexander in 8. They're all being compressed up on by the rest of the field. Nelson takes the win, 30.60, couple of tenths under her entry time. Liberty Pagum second, 31.01, and third place went to Lucy Alexander, 31.16. Can we please have the boys for the 50 metre backstroke event to the marshalling area, please? All the boys for the 50 back to the marshalling area, please. Heat 9, referee. Not what's written here. So my apologies, it's a 50 breaststroke boys we would like. 50 breaststroke boys to the marshalling area. Into the turn. Rishi Tapra was in the lead. She's been pushed here by Evie Musson of Rickmansworth in lane 5. The Rickmansworth swimmer versus Watford here. It's very close, just goes to Watford, I think. Rishi Tapra takes the win, 30.53. Second place, Daisy Jubb down at the bottom of the picture here, 30.69 in second. Evie Musson in third, 30.73. Heat 10, referee. Thirty, 30.33, the fastest entrant, Summer Boswell of Hatfield in the middle of the pool, and it's pretty tight, almost in a line, one of the closest heats we've had as we go into the turn. Nothing to choose between. The outside lane, slight advantage. Emily Sharp, lane 7, coming out of the turn though. It's Nell Costa of Berkhamsted in lane 8, moving away from the rest of the field, almost a body length clear as she can underneath the flags. Costa being caught by the rest of the field, but takes the win nevertheless. 30.19, her winning time. Second place, Valeria Antonini, 30.52, and joint second, actually, Ely Keeling on a 30.52 also. Heat 11, referee. Long underwater transition phase for lane 5. Hatfield's Cassandra Pereira. As they go up towards the turn though, it's lane 3 with a slight advantage. Lily Welburn of Berkhamsted. Out of the transition phase, the swimming between both of those in the lead now. No, sorry, Lily Welburn is in the lead. It was Clinch going into the turn well. Welburn though, underneath the flags, the last couple of strokes, just going to take the win. Welborn takes the win rather, 29.66, the first swimmer under the 30-second mark in this event. Mimi Clinch second, 30 dead. And third place went to Charlotte Stewart, 30.15. Heat 12, referee. So the entry time's now below the 30-second mark, although we had a swimmer who achieved that in the previous heat. This heat underway. As always, very close. Slight advantage, it's Royston, I think, Lauren King, I know it's lane 8, it's Lauren King, Royston turning first. Can she hold on to this? Royston don't send too many swimmers to the championships, and they do tend to do pretty well. King just been overhauled by Antonia Elias of Hatfield. Elias takes the win, 20.77. King drifted back to fourth. Second was Summer Everson, 29.88. Third place, Ruby May. Peterborough, 30.12. Heat 13, referee. Swimmers move down towards the 5-metre flags at the turn end, going into the turn. Slight advantage to lane 7, which is Lucy Peterson of Stevenage. Peterson still has that advantage, being pushed by another Royston swimmer, B. Grant. Peterson, though, has the advantage. It's tight. I think Peterson's just going to take this one. She does. 29.67, her time. Second place goes to Molly Seymour, 29.72. Third place goes to Anna Sapisakea on a 29.77. Heat 14, a referee. Lane 3, early lead. Tia Gregory of Stevenage as they go into the turn. Gregory turns first, looks like a nice turn. Out underneath, out to the surface at the 4-metre mark. It's lane 5 coming back on her at the moment. Billingham. Gregory, though, still has the advantage, just an arm's length or so. Gregory takes the win for Stevenage, 29.04. Second place, Billingham, 29.39. And third place went to Emily Preston, 29.84. Heat 15, a referee. Entry times low 29s now. Will we get into the 28s? It's lane 2, early lead. Jasmine Pereira of Hatfield, she turns just ahead of the rest of the field, well, about half a tenth. Comes out of the transition phase in the lead. Pereira still has that advantage. Sorry, wrong end of the pool. Tinarello from Potters Bar has that advantage. Moving away from everybody else. Tinarello just takes the win. 28.68. Amy Harper pushing her. Lane 2, 29.05. Freya Hadnut, 29.33 in third. Heat 16, referee. Into our last 3 heats, cyclically seeded. Last 24 swimmers by entry time spread across these 3 heats. So the third fastest swimmer in the whole event is Alexandra Nerney in lane 4. Just behind the rest of the field, but often the seeds come through at the back half of the race. Nerney in 4, Megan Gray in 5, and then the other, and then Kahir in 6, those 3, and it's the fast seed takes the win. Alexander Nerney in first place, 28.50. Second place, Megan Gray, 28.72. Third place, Kaylin Kahir, 28.76. Heat 17, referee. Penultimate heat of our first event underway. And it's Hatfield's Charlotte Williams going off in the lead. Fastest entrant in the heat, flips in to the second half. Nice underwater transition, comes up at about the 6 metre mark, moving away from the rest of the field. Closest one to her is Gomez Pavon, but it is Williams who takes the win, 27.55. Gabriela Gomez Pavon second, 28.39, and third place has disappeared. Heat 18, referee. Our last heat then, 27.55, I think it's the fastest time so far. Centre of the pool, not much choose between them. Burgess in 4, slight advantage, and the swimmer in 3, Jeffrey and Ives in 5. Those are the leaders. Going back down towards the finish end. Laura Burgess of Bishop Stortford has a slight advantage underneath the flag. She should take the win here. Finishes on 27.97. Should get her into the final. It's not the fastest time, but I think it's certainly in the top 8. So there we are. That completes our first event. Fast, furious, running to time. Just how we like our heats. So we move on to another fast set of heats, though perhaps not quite so fast. Event 402, the men's 50 breaststroke. And we have 15 heats of this. Event 402, heat 1, our referee. Breaststroke underway. A bit more technical than the freestyle we've just had. A lot of time to be gained on the start, the pull out, likewise on the turn. And it's lane 6 in the lead at the moment. Via Takir for Watford with the red hat. He has the slight advantage over James Winter of Stevenage in lane 4. And then third place is Thomas Payne of Royston. Takir, Watford. Best part of our body length clear. Takes the win, 45.63. Second place Winter, 47.20. Third place Barrows, 48.25. Heat 2, referee. Second heat underway, a little bit more technique on the starts there. And it's lane 7 in the lead. The black-hatted Aaron Rawnsley of Harpenden. As he goes into the turn, he turns all under the water. I've lost track of them now. He was in the lead. I would say it's the centre of the pool now. Lane 4, the blue-hatted Thea Barbet or Barbet of Stevenage. Just moving away from the rest of the field. Stroke for stroke underneath the flags. Last few strokes, a Hatfield swimmer in lane 1 coming back well. Barbet or Barbet takes the win, 46.22. Hatfield's Shipton second, 46.55. And then Harry Morris third, 47.31. Heat 3, referee. Third heat underway, lane 1, early advantage here. George Sims of Hertford. Close as they come into the turn. Slight advantage to lane 4. Grant Kamacharya of Bushy with the yellow hat. Over at the other end of the pool, the top of the pool, we've got Luca Capozzi of Hemel Hempstead with the blue hat. But it is Kamacharya taking the win, 44.63. Oscar Wilson second, 45.42. Third place, Mark Bansagi, 45.55. Heat 4, referee. Low 44s, the entry times here. Jake Nell, of Tring. Black hat in the centre of the pool. Tring had some good swims last Saturday. In fact, Jake Nell had some good swims last Saturday. And he's in the lead at the moment. Out of the transition phase, just after the flags. Moving away from the rest of the field. Nell entered on a 44.06. See if he can beat that. Coming back on in. Ethan Garbett of Hertford, lane 3. It's between Nell and Garbett. Nell should take this. Final stroke, 41.101. Long way under his entry time of 44.06. Garbett second, 41.51. Third, Spearman Baines, 43.05. Heat 5, referee. Lane 2, taking out the lead. Lane 2 is Edward Beard of Verulam, 42.78, just beside him. Tramontano Wells of Hertford. Those two turn pretty much at the same time. And it's Richards in 4 and Chung in 4. Back towards the start, just 10 metres or so to go. And Tramontano Wells moving away from the rest of the field, going to take this one with a metre or so to spare. 39.69, his winning time. Beard second, 40.63. Third place goes to Isaac of Wiltshire, 41.94. A disqualification for you. Event 402, Heat 2, Lane 2, disqualified for a technical infraction. Heat 6, referee. Heat 6 underway. All of these heats very close. It's lane 5 at the moment with the advantage. Frankie Francis of Harpenden. That doesn't look like a Harpenden hat because I've got my lane wrong. It's lane 4. It's a Stevenage hat and it's Riley Cuthbert. So Cuthbert in the lead, moving away from the rest of the field. Tring swimmer, very fast stroke rate, coming back on him. Callum Sanchez in 3, but it is a pretty dominant win there for Cuthbert of Stevenage, taking the win, 38.94. Second place, Sebastian Brown, 40.20. Third place, Frankie Francis, 40.54. Can we please have all the girls for the 200 individual medley to the marshalling area, please? All the girls for the 200 IM to the marshalling area, please. Heat 7, referee. Moving up towards the halfway point then of this event. And as we get towards the halfway point of this particular heat, it is lane 3 with a good lead. We haven't seen that sort of lead in most of these 50 heats so far. It's Peter Anshagi of Watford, and he's moving away from the rest of the field. The closest swimmer to him up at the top of the pool in lane 8, Evan Slade for Tring. But Bangsagi absolutely dominant here, like he's in a different race really. 36.50 takes the win. Second place goes to, where's it got to? There we go. Chikai Cheng, 39.16, and Jacob Chen at third, 39.55. Heat 8, referee. .50 point, or 0.5 is the target we're looking for. It'll be the fastest so far. That was a 15-year-old that did it, and at the turn, out from the underwater phase, lane 7 has the advantage. Milan Cook of Harpenden. Again, moving away from the rest of the field, the closest swimmer to him is Where swimmers? No, it's not. Let's get it right. It's Califas in lane 4. All changed around while I worked out who was where. The winner, though, in that heat was Oscar McKern, 37.27. Third place was Constantine Califas, 38.64. And second, Milan Cook, 37.58. Heat 9, referee. Into the late 37s on entry times. Welland Gardens, Luke Peterson in lane 7, going out well here, turning about a metre and a bit ahead of the rest of the field. Peterson then has the advantage out from the underwater phase, moving away from everybody else. Tring is the closest swimmer to him, or Tring swimmer, Ben Hudwick in lane 4. Peterson, though, going to take this win pretty dominantly. Tring swimmers coming back on him, take second and third. Peterson first, 36.14. Ben Hudwick second, 37.29. Joshua Tyack third, 37.30. Heat 10, referee. Up from the underwater phase at about the 8-9 metre mark. Transitions beginning to get better and longer as the swimmers get better and stronger. They go into that first turn. Only turn, the white-hatted lane 4 swimmer, Davenport for Bishop Stortford, turns first. Not a bad underwater phase again as they come back down towards the start end. Rufus Kelly of Hatfield putting him under a little bit of pressure. On the other side of him, Harry Reveal of Ware. And those two moving into the lead. Kelly takes the win. His time, 35.90. Reveal second, 36.23. And the early leader drifting back to third. Davenport in third, 36.72. A disqualification for you. Event 402, heat 6. Lane 8, disqualified for a technical infraction. This is heats 11. Referee. Into the 35s then on the entry times. Very close, couple of Stevenage swimmers taking it out. Alexander Gregory, lane 7 in the lead, where he was. It's now Eddie's son as they go into a turn. Back at the other end of the pool, it's all over the place. Samuel Herity of Stevenage out in the transition phase. Herity still has the advantage. Theo Smith of Hitchin with a yellow hat in lane 5, just moving up into the lead. The guy underneath the flags. Smith looks like he's going to take this. He does. His time, 34.49. Herity second. 35 dead. Third place goes to Eddie's son, 35.94. Heat 12, referee. Lane 4, early lead, Alban Gilder, Rafty May, Watford. Had some good swims last Saturday when I was here last. He turns ahead of the rest of the field. His underwater transition looking pretty good. Moving away from the rest of the field. He's got just under half a length to go. Rafty May entered on a 34.49. Almost a body length clear of the rest of the field. The closest swimmer to him is Gill. May takes the win. 33.49. Gill second, 34.22. And third place goes to Hosier, 34.85. Heat 13, referee. Into the first of our cyclically seeded heats. And the swimmers going out fast here. It's lane 4 with the advantage. Prestland and Bushy with a black hat, and just behind him is Lydiard of Ware in lane 6. Nice underwater phase for Hitchens. George Lovelock in the yellow hat in lane 5. Lanes 3, 4 and 5 coming to 4. Lovelock coming up, just moving up into second place. But it's Prestland who takes the win, 31.16. Lovelock second, 31.60. Lydiard third, 31.78. Heat 4, referee. Penultimate heat of this event underway. Nice underwater phase of lane 4, lane 5. Matthew Aldred, seem to remember he won a few events last Saturday, certainly got to most of the finals he's entered. I think he did pretty good in them, or pretty well in them rather. And at the moment he's in the lead, half a length clear of the rest of the field. Into a 30.95, swimming to get into the final. He's moving away from the rest of the field. This is I'm sure he's not at max capacity, let's put it like that. 30.91, he looks at the clock, he takes the win. Cup Madison in second place, 31.94. Jack Renoff third, 32.16. 30.91, the winning time. Heat 15, referee. .30.30, Daniel Hollis, lane 4, the fastest entrant. He's not in the lead at the moment, he's just moving up towards the lead. Underneath the flags, last couple of strokes. Turns, lanes 3 and 4, Hollis and Moore turning exactly the same time. Finish the underwater phase, and it's Moore in lane 3 for Potter's Bar with a black hat, moving up into the lead. Hollis going to see if he can come back on him, it's pretty close here. Just swimming to get into the final, it's going to be Moore with the win, I think it was, 31.41. Hollis just 6/100ths behind, 31.47. Third, Suba, 32.10. So, Matthew Aldred in Heat 14 on a 30.91, the fastest finisher in those heats, or qualifying heats for the finals. He should be in lane 4, subject to no disqualifications. So we slow down even more. Event 403, the women's 200-metre individual medley. Swum over lots of heats, 15 heats. Can we have quiet at the start, please? This is Heat 1, referee. So unless you're swimming in this heat, we have a chance to catch our breath as we start the longer distance, middle distance events. Well, a couple of them anyway. This is a 200 individual medley, 2 lengths fly, 2 length backstroke, 2 length breaststroke, and then finish with 2 lengths front crawl. Entry time's 3.5 minutes for these swimmers, so not too slow. We move through to 2.5 minutes when we get to the final, so a minute quicker as we drop down through the heats and swimmers get older. Lane 3 then, big advantage. Potter's Bar, Haley through Costa. She turns at the end of fly into backstroke. Not huge underwater phase in the backstroke there. She's in the lead though. Second place is Timmons, and then Yut Yao of Hatfield in lane 4 in 3rd place. Timmons beginning to catch Fru Costa on the backstroke. Fru Costa turns first. Timmons just a few tenths behind now rather than a couple of seconds, but she's not making huge inroads on the second half of the backstroke. She's making a bit of a swimming it slightly faster. They come up towards the flags. Count your strokes. Get ready for the backstroke to breaststroke transition as Timmons moves into the lead, touches the wall. Traditional backstroke turn with Fru Costa flipping backwards, both into the breaststroke. The Potter's Bar swimmer then, Hayley Fru Costa in lane 3, looking to be the fastest of the breaststroke swimmers. As she just begins to move away a little bit now from Timmons. Yut Yao in between them, beginning to move up towards second place. As Fru Costa looks solid now. Her lead back to what it was, or more than what it was, at the end of the 50 fly. Fru Costa in first, Timmons second. No, Yao's moved up into second, Timmons in third. Fru Costa underneath the flags. 2 or 3 strokes left of breaststroke. Touches the pads, kicks off, 2:36.53. Just to give you some context, the final heat will have finished by now with 10 seconds to spare. Fru Costa then, just 11 years old. Final heats are late teens, so give her another 6 years and she'll be up there, I'm sure. Fru Costa coming up towards halfway down the final length. Yao getting a little bit closer to her. Timmons in third place still. As Fru Costa comes underneath the flags. Last stroke, hits the pads, stops the clock, 3:21.31, 3:21.31. And she entered on a 3:36, so a long way underneath that. Second place was Timmons. And third place was Yao. I wasn't watching, I'm pretty sure Yao was second actually, and the pad hasn't registered yet. Timmons third. There we go. 3:29 and 3:32. Heat 2, referee. Heat 2 underway. Lane 3, first into the turn. Amber Smith. Swimming for Costa with the blue hat. Some of these hats are confusing me because they're not wearing club hats, so we're wearing various championship hats. Make it a little bit harder to work out which club they belong to. But our early leader is Amber Smith, belonging to Costa, or swimming for Costa at least, and she's in the lead. Second place is lane 6. Dorothy Ward for Bushy, and a little closer for third, which is Amélie Desmoul. A disqualification, event 463, heat 1, lane 5. Disqualified for a technical infraction. Coming up towards the end of the backstroke. Smith still in the lead, but only just, as Worth is not far behind her. 1:28.21. It's far closer than that because I think Smith triggered the pad with her hands and Worth with her feet as she kicked off. Breaststroke underway then. Ashley Worth of Ware, lane 6, moving up into the lead. She goes underneath the flags, just about half a metre or so ahead of Amber Smith. Third place, pretty tight. Stevenage swimmer is Pickers Gill, and she's in third at the moment. Ashley Worth in the lead though. Coming up towards the flags at the start end or the finish end. Worth opened up a good advantage. They came into that breaststroke leg pretty much at the same time. And they finish it a number of seconds apart, almost 3 seconds apart. Worth in the lead, Smith in second place, and then Pickersgill in third. So not huge close gaps between the first three. It's close for a 4, 5, 6, and then swimmer in lane 2 is in seventh place. Is Sakara Yamada Orr is moving up towards those last few swimmers, vying for fourth place onwards. Worth underneath the flags. Smith coming back on her, but not fast enough. Worth takes a win, 3:06.54. Amber Smith next, 3:08.65. Pickersgill for Stevenage in between them. Sorry, Dorothy Ward in between them, 3:15.26. Then Desmond, Pickersgill, Yamada Orr, and Storrow, and then Yamada Orr. Heat 3, referee. In Heat 3, it's lane 4, as so often the case. In the lead, Isabel Bradley Smith for Hoddesdon. Last stroke, was the last stroke into turn for Fly. It's between her and lane 7. Sophie Tom of Ware at the other end of the pool. Bradley Smith versus Tom, slight advantage to Bradley Smith. Underneath the flags, Bradley Smith slightly in the lead, doesn't matter I guess, but it could all change. Bradley Smith, 38.61, Tom further behind her than it appeared, 91 rather. Third place of that first turn, Emma Storrow. Backstroke well underway. Bradley Smith moving away from the rest of the field now. She initiates the turn, kicks off the wall, couple of fly kicks up at about 4.5, 5 metres. She maintains her advantage. Sophie Tom still the closest to her, but everybody else beginning to catch Tom up. In third place and catching up, second place is lane 5, which is Emma Storrow, as Bradley Smith turns halfway through by distance, 1:23.25 into the breaststroke. Storrow moved up into second place, Tom in third. And all change around still on this breaststroke leg. Bradley Smith looking solid. As she goes underneath the flags, up towards the turn end. Last couple of strokes before she turns. Turns now, pushes off. Up just after the flags. Bradley Smith in the lead. Storrow in second place. And moved up into third. We are moving up into third. Sophia Sokoto of Costa. Bradley Smith in the lead. Beginning to be caught by Storrow. Bradley Smith turns, 2:18.08. Storrow, 2:21.62, 3.5 seconds behind her. And then it is Sokoto in third place, 2:24.78. Another 3 seconds and a bit. So big gaps between 1, 2 and 3. Just over half a length to go for Bradley Smith. Entered 3:07, going to be a little bit underneath that. Bradley Smith, half a length to go. Storrow in second place and Sokoto in third. Bradley Smith underneath the flags, last couple of strokes. Finishes in first place, 3:00.207, so 7 seconds give or take under her entry time. Storrow in second place, 3:04.28. Sophia Sokoto third, 3:05.74. Heat 4, referee. Heat 4 then, swimmers just moving up to the turn, halfway through the fly leg. Lane 4 in the lead. Giassoni of Costa. Looking very solid on the fly here, breathing every other stroke. Underneath the flags. Sonny turns first, not the fastest turn I've ever seen into backstroke. 37.40. 2 swimmers flanking her, beginning to put her under pressure. Peterson in 5, Liu in 3. Liu just moved up into second place. Liu swimming for Watford, lane 3 as they come up towards the turn end. Liu versus Sonny. Marginal advantage on the kick-off to Alison Liu of Watford. Giassoni just in second place, and then Peterson in third. Alison Liu moving away now from Giassoni. Almost a body length clear as they go underneath the flags. Liu hits the pads, flips backwards, pushes off into breaststroke. One long pull up to the surface and off she goes. Giassoni in second place, Liu in first. It's pretty tight for third place. Across a number of Stevenage swimmers, it's lane 7, the Stevenage swimmer there. Ruby Whitby in third, the other 2 vying for it is Peterson in 5 and Jasmine Hunt in 2. Liu still has the advantage. Sonny in second place, the clutch of Stevenage swimmers beginning to come up towards second place. Peterson in 5. In third place, just ahead of Whitby, also of Stevenage, as Liu has 1 more stroke to go. For breaststroke, turns into front crawl. 2 or 3 fly kicks up to the surface, off she goes. She's got a 3-metre advantage now over Giassoni. Exceptionally close for third place. But moving up into third place is Isla Cayley of Watford. Liu turns. Now Sonny. Then Cayley. Those are the first 3. It's a bit of a race for third place. Whitby and Pavana in lane 7 and 8 coming back on the third place swimmer. Not too much doubt about the winner. She's got the best part of 3 metres advantage. As Alison Liu takes the win, 2:55.01. Giassoni, early leader second, 2:57.99. Isla Cayley coming back well on the breaststroke and then the front crawl to take third place just over the 3-minute mark, 3:00.23. Heat 5, referee. Heat 5 underway. Swimmers moving down towards the turn end. Lane 3, slight advantage. Who is Charlotte Douglas of Costa, just ahead of Neve Holland of Hitchin with a yellow hat. Those two swimmers first and second. At the other end of the pool, it is a Royston swimmer, Megan Randall in third place. Holland putting, who's in the lead there? It is, let me find her. It's Douglas under pressure. So Holland and Douglas out in the lead. Royston's Randall in third place. Neve Holland, lane 1 with a yellow hat closest to us. Just in the lead, she turns, pushes off the wall. 10th or so ahead of Charlotte Douglas for Costa with the blue hat in lane 3. And then at the far end of the pool in the green hat for Royston in third place, Megan Randall. Coming towards the end of the backstroke. Randall having a good backstroke leg here, just in third place rather. Holland in the lead into breaststroke. Douglas in second, looks across at Holland, or maybe she was just breathing with a grimace. And they have commenced the breaststroke leg. Holland in the lead. Douglas in second place, Randall in third. Neve Holland, good swim last Saturday, came third in one of the finals, I think. Pretty sure she did. She goes up. Touches the pads, probably a 10th and a bit, but closest swimmer to her now is Megan Randall in lane 7. So Randall versus Holland as we come towards at the end of the breaststroke. In between them, Charlotte Douglas in the blue hat in lane 3. None of them can really see each other. Not out of the corner of their eyes, they're not close enough. They're all looking forward, focused on that wall for that last couple of strokes, or those last couple of strokes. It's Randall then Douglas, then Holland. They come off the wall, a very nice underwater face transition there for Douglas with a blue hat in lane 3, moving up into the lead. Holland just drifting back a little bit into the clutches to the other swimmers. Randall holding on to second place. It's all going to be down towards this last length then for both first and second and third onwards. Randall pushing Douglas hard. Douglas has a slight advantage, but not too much to choose between them. Randall in lane 7 with a green hat, Douglas with the blue hat. It's very, very tight. Douglas is just going to take this one on the touch there. Just 3 100ths between them. Douglas takes the win. Randall second, and third place went to lost it. Oh, Neve third. Sorry, Emily Mailer. 2:54.53. Heat 6, referee. Swimmers come underneath the flags. Early lead, lane 7. Anna Zapias-Kaya of Costa in lane 7. Body length clear off most of the field, the closest swimmer to her. Bishop Stortford swimmer in lane 3, Lewis Fields. Fields in a solid second place, but it's only 50 metres done. Zapias-Kaya turns first. Then Fields into the backstroke. It's very tight for third onwards. 5 swimmers in a row vying for third place, beginning to catch up the leaders. Zapias-Kaya in the lead still. Fields in second place. That hasn't particularly changed. McDonald Williams at Bishop Stortford in lane 6, moving up into third place. So it's a race for 1 and 2 and the other positions at the moment. Not too much to choose between them. Slight advantage to Zapias-Kaya ahead of Fields to 1:16.65 against 1:17.18. Into the breaststroke. Holding stations at the moment. Donald Williams vying for third, along with Iraxa Ruiz and Sophie Herity. Sapisakaya in the lead still, beginning to be a little bit more dominant here, moving away from the rest of the field. The gaps are much the same, but time-wise it will be higher. Fields just holding on to second place, being pushed though by Iraq's Ruiz. Sapisakaya in the lead, 5 meters advantage now. Iraq's Ruiz in second place, holding on to that for the moment. Fields back in third. Sapisakaya, half a length to go. Should take this race without too much difficulty now. Iraq's Ruiz in second place, and it's tight for third as Sapisakaya takes the win for Costa, 2:45.53. Second place, Iraq's Ruiz, 2:50.77, and third place, McDonald Williams, 2:53.56. Heat 7, referee. So, Heat 7. At the wall, they've turned, they're coming back towards the start end. Erin Cave, Trig, black-hatted swimmer in the lead. Stephen is swimmer in lane 2 rather. Torrey Hunt in second place. In between them, a Rose Fawcett of Hitchin in third. Lane 2 then takes the turn first. Torrey Hunt turning on the 35.57 into the back stroke. Hunt looking good here. Moving away from the rest of the field. Erin Cave, the closest to her, in lane 6, a lot closer for third. Moving up into third, Rose Ellen Flannery. Not a great deal to choose between third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. Torrey Hunt just holding on to her lead. Erin Cave rather, having a good backstroke leg there. Not too much to choose between them. It's a little closer at the turn than the clock suggested. Well, I guess in theory that is not be possible. Looked closer, perhaps would be a more accurate way of saying it. Torrey Hunt and Erin Cave. Not too much to choose between them. Hunt slight advantage over Cave. Then Flannery in between them in third place. Hunt still has the advantage. I thought she was going to leave it as she was being caught up by Cave throughout the backstroke. Hunt, as they come underneath the flags, a metre or so advantage. Flannery moving up into second now, getting close to Hunt. Hunt turns, 2:07.43. Flannery almost 6/10 behind her. And then Cave in third place at the turn. Length and a half of front crawl to go. The momentum is with Flannery at the moment, but Hunt looking okay as they come up towards the turn. Hunt's relinquished. First place to Flannery. Flannery in the lead. Hunt second. Cave third. Cave got a target now to aim for, which is Flannery just to her left. As Hunt gonna come second, I think, but only just. Flannery takes the win, 2:47.42. Torrey Hunt second, 2:48.87. Erin Cave third, 2:49.98. Heat 8, referee. Can we have all boys for the 400-metre individual medley to the marshalling area, please? All boys for the 400 IM to the marshalling area, please. As our swimmers in the water get halfway through and beyond. The fly leg, I'll give you a disqualification. Event 403, heat 2, lane 4. Disqualified for a technical infraction. Heat 8. Good early lead here at the end of the fly leg for Antonia Elias. Antonia entered for Hatfield, got the purple pinky hat in lane 5. And there's a Watford swimmer in lane 3, Prisha Tapra, who is the closest to her as they go into that turn. Elias in the lead, Tapra in second place, and then Chesson down in lane 1. Maya Robu swam well last weekend, was in third, just drifting back a bit on the backstroke. Elias still has the advantage. Tapra not far behind, Butterworth in between them. Those are the first 3 at the backstroke to breaststroke transition. Antonia Elias still in the lead. Tapra in second, Butterworth in between them in third. Maya Robu in 1, Holly Malfroy in 2, beginning to just catch them a little bit, those first 5. Few seconds between them as Elias has turned. Back towards the start end now. Tapra in second place, Butterworth in third. Butterworth and Tapra, not much to choose between them. As what's she called? Elias, Antonia Elias is in the lead underneath the flags. 2 or 3 metres advantage to Tapra, then Butterworth. Elias turns into the last 50 of front crawl, comes up at the 5.5 metre mark. Tapra next and Butterworth in between them. Antonia Elias, last couple of strokes before she initiates the turn. There she goes, pushes off the wall. Fly kick or 3, comes up, 5 metre mark, half a length or so for her to go. Looking fairly comfortable in the lead. Tapra beginning to move away from the rest of the field. Butterworth under a little bit of pressure for third place as Elias comes in, looking strong there, finishes on 2:42.13. Then Tapra, it's Prisha Tapra second, 2:46.07, quite close for the next positions. Holly Malfroy gets it though, 2:49.54. Heat 9, referee. A disqualification, event 403, heat 7. Lane 3, disqualified for a technical infraction. As heat 9 rather, underway. 9 of 16, so just popped past the halfway point. Lane 5, slight advantage for Potters Bar. It's Chloe Alton. Costa's swimmer in lane 1, not far behind. Alton turns first, 33.91, and then 33.98. It was Charlotte Stewart. And then it's a lane 4. We have Royston's Lauren King in third place. Half length of backstroke to go. Chloe Alton still in the lead, being pushed hard by Charlotte Stewart. Not that she'll know it. Stewart's up into the lead now. Last stroke for Stewart. She kicks off the wall into breaststroke. 1:15.64. 6/10 behind her was Alton. And then in third place, Lauren King. Breaststroke leg. underway, moving down towards the flags, underneath the flags now, as they go up to the turn, at the turn end. Alton back in the lead, a good breaststroke swim for her. Stewart in second place, and it's changed around a little bit for third. We need to look over towards lane 7 for our third place swimmer, another Potter's Bar swimmer, Tabitha Webber. As Alton comes in, she completes the breaststroke. 2 legs of front crawl to go then. She's off, the rest of the swimmers turning about 4 metres behind her. Webber in second place, a dash now for second onwards. As Alton looks fairly secure in her first place. She comes up to turn, she turns, she's just over 5 metres ahead of the rest of the field. Turning second, exceptionally close. In fact, it's too hard to call from the camera angle there. Coming off the wall though, in second place well, is the Costa swimmer in lane 3, Daisy Jubb. As the winner finishes, Chloe Alton, her time, 2:41.56. Second place was Daisy Jubb, 2:45.93, and third place went to Lauren King, 2:46.80. Heat 10, referee. A disqualification, he went 4:03, heat 8, lane 7, disqualified for a technical infraction. So heat 10 underway. Lane 3 has the advantage, Nell Costa, Berkhamsted swimmer with the silver hat, shades of green or little bits of green logo on it. Pretty close there between her, B. Grant for Royston, Rachel Carpenter for Ware. Those are the first 3 into the backstroke. They're still pretty close together. Grant just beginning to put Costa under a bit of pressure, with Alexander just drifting, Carpenter drifting back a little bit. Coming back on all of them, Harrison Marawa of Costa in lane 1. Grant in the lead. Costa in the lead. Grant in second place for Royston. She's swimming in the Hitchin Schools Gala Thursday night, a slightly different level of competition here today. As she is in second position at the turn at the end of the backstroke. Costa in the lead, Grant in second place, and the other swimmers coming back on them. Breaststroke so often makes a difference. More technical, I suppose. Time-wise takes a little bit longer, so more opportunity for things to change around. And changing around they are beginning to as Carpenter moves up into the first 3 positions. Comes off the wall, very fast stroke rate compared with Costa. Carpenter moved up to lead, Costa still now in second place. Harrison Marawa in third in lane 1 with a black hat closest to us, out of shot at the moment, just hidden behind the officials. Carpenter, good breaststroke leg there, opened up a 2 or 3 metre advantage, holding on to that. It's going to be tight for second place. Costa versus Harrison Marawa. Carpenter turns, long way ahead of the rest of the field. And then it's Costa, a race for between B. Grant and Harrison Marawa for third and fourth rather, as Carpenter comes up, 2:45.45 her entry time, smashes out 2:38.11. Costa finishes now 2:43.04, and third place goes to B. Grant, 2:44.75. Heat 11, referee. Nice underwater phase then for lane 4, which is Jasmine Scott of Costa. In the lead, out of the underwater phase, holds on to that lead down to the first turn. Turns back towards the start end. Scott in the lead. Moving up towards the lead now, if not having taken it, as the angle gets true, is Peterson of Stevenage. They go under the flags, it's still Scott, then Peterson in second place. Little to choose between them. 34.19 against a 34.81. Third place at the end of the first leg, Sophie Lyon of Stevenage. The swimmers over in lane 7 and 8 rather, not much between them. As we come towards the 25 metres through the backstroke leg, 25 to go. Scott in the lead, Peterson not far behind them. Those two swimming for the win at the moment. Sophie Lyon over in lane 7, just a little bit behind them in third. Scott just has a slight advantage, just drifts into the turn, costs her 3 100s behind now, as Peterson has the advantage. Scott in second place. Let's see what happens on the breaststroke leg. Coming up towards the turn. Peterson and Scott raced pretty much side by side all the way through. Both of them up to the surface now. Peterson having the better underwater phase there. Moves into a lead, half a metre or so. Randall between them, Kalia Randall. No, it's not Kalia Randall, it's Sawinska moving up to third, moving up to second now. As Peterson for Stevenage turns first with 50 to go. 50 front crawl on his 2:03.32. Best part of 8/10 of, more than 8/10 of a second in the lead. Peterson looking solid on the front crawl here. It's a race for second and third. Seymour in second at the moment with Jasmine Scott, the early leader, or one of the early leaders, in third place. Good breaststroke and front crawl legs there for Peterson of Stevenage in lane 2. Underneath the flags, 2 or 3 strokes left to go. She finishes pretty much perfectly. 2:39.57 against the 2:43.57 entry time. So that is, I can do simple maths, it's 4 seconds faster. Second place, Kalia Randall. Sorry, that's wrong. Second place is Jasmine Scott, 2:41.95. Molly Seymour third, 2:42.14. Heat 12, referee. Heat 12 then underway. The entry time's just sub 40 now, the fastest entrance. Stelmach, lane 4. And she turns second or third. Lane 6 and 7 in the lead. Stelmach having a good underwater phase. It wasn't Stelmach, it's Mia Nelson of Cheshunt having a good underwater phase with the orange hat in lane 3, just moving up into first position. Very close at the first turn here at the end of the first leg. What have we got? 0.92, 0.2, so 4/10 separate the first 3. It's Nelson though with the advantage as they into the backstroke, well through the backstroke now, just coming up towards the flags. Underneath the flags, Nelson has the advantage. Initiates the turn, kicks off the wall, she's in first place. Talia Williams in Ford Tring in lane 7 in second place. And we come back down towards the start end. Mia Nelson has the advantage. Nelson in the lead, underneath the flags, it's still 3 swimmers vying for the lead. It's just a different 3 swimmers this time. it's Nelson in first place. Second place at the top end of the pool is Talia Williams. And then between them in third place, it is Sophie Stelmach, rather, into breaststroke. Nelson has the advantage. There's another chestnut swimmer in lane 1. Molly Bartok looking pretty good on the breaststroke here. But Talia Williams also looking good. Nelson first, Williams in second place, and then Molly Bartok moved up into third for Chestnut. Chestnut 1 and 3, with Tring in second place between them. Talia Williams over at the top of the screen in lane 7. Nelson has the advantage, almost a body length clear. Bartok beginning to put Williams under pressure. Williams has a quick look across. No, maybe she doesn't. It's just the way she was breathing. Nelson, a little ahead of the rest of the field. Well, I said little, 4 meters or so. Bartok looking good here in lane 1. Slightly just coming to shot now. Swimming faster than anybody else. Don't think she's going to catch Nelson. I think she might move up into second place, just overhauled Talia Williams as Mia Nelson comes back down towards the start end. Nelson the lead, Molly Bartok in second place in lane 1. And it's the centre of the pool beginning to move up into third and fourth. Don't think they're going to catch up Bartok. They're definitely not going to catch up Mia Nelson, who takes the win on 2:37.27. Bartok might just, I think she's going to be third. She was fourth in the end, so the centre lane's coming good on the last half length. And that was Cassandra Pereira in second, 2:40.96. Sophie Stelmach, third, 2:40.97. Heat 13, referee. So, heat 13 underway. We're into our last 3 heats, cyclically seeded now. And it's clearly a little bit faster, a little bit stronger. Lane 4 with the advantage, which is Alexandra Nerney, rather, of Hatfield, and Ives of Hatfield beside her. Nerney in 4, Ives in 5, the 2 swimmers in the centre of the pool as they come up towards the turn. Leaves slightly ahead of Ives, and it's another Hatfield swimmer, Olivia Riley, in lane 2 in third place, 31.88 the turn time after 50 metres of butterfly. Into backstroke. Nerney has the advantage. Ives in second place. Riley moving up on them in lane 3. They all turn. Nice underwater phases for all of them rather. And it's pretty close between Nerney and Ives still in the centre of the pool there. Ives just moving up into the lead. It's pretty tight between Ives and Nerney. Ives has a slight advantage. They both drift in slightly. It's Nerney who turns first, or stops the pads first, just 100th between them. Ives just ahead of Nerney. And Riley a little bit behind them. Yep. Moving between them, Sophie Hollis of Costa in lane 3, as we have more of a gap now. Ives turns, then Nerney turns, then Riley, and then Hollis. Out of the underwater phase. Biggest gap we've had. Ives has the advantage. Ives in second place. Other way around. Ives in second place. Nerney in third, and Riley is in third place. So it's a race between the 2 Hatfield swimmers in the centre of the pool, both hoping to get into the final, one would imagine. It's Nerney who turns. Last time they're going to turn in this race, and she comes off the wall, massively better underwater phase and kick off the wall. She kicks hard. Ives has the advantage there. Body length clear of Nerney now. Ives, I mean, that last half length showed she had so much left in the tank. 2:29.13 takes the win. Ives in third, Nerney in third, second place. Let's get this right. 2:32.69. Olivia Riley for a clean sweep for Hatfield third, 2:35.03. Heat 14, referee. Right, 14, heat 14 underway. I've been too focused on the races to read out the disqualifications, so here are 4 for you. Event 403, heat 11, lanes 1 and 3. And then event 403, heat 12, lanes 1 and 5. All disqualified for a technical infraction. So heat 14, it's tight here. It's lane 4, turns first. That's Amy Borum just ahead of Honor Beverstock in lane 1, and then Holly Enright in 2. Just while the swimmers are doing the backstroke, we will be going straight into the finals after the IM event, the men's IM. There's 4 heats of that, approximately 6 or 7 minutes a heat, so in about 30, just over 35 minutes thereabouts, we'll be starting the finals. So if you're in the 50 free finals, you've got about 30 minutes, I would guess, until you need to be in the marshalling area. So we're into the breaststroke leg now of our penultimate heat of the individual medley. Centre of the pool, moved up into the lead, Amy Borum. In fact, she was in the lead from the outset. That's Watford swimmer, looking good. Lots of cheering behind me here for Molly, must be Molly Greatbatch in lane 8 for Stevenage. Stevenage are very loud supporters. In the centre of the pool, it is Amy Borum, Watford, 18-year-old, moving away from the rest of the field. Fastest entrant in this heat, second fastest in the event, and demonstrating that as she's got a couple of body lengths clear almost. Pushes off the pads, 1:54.21 into the last 50 metres of freestyle. Second place at the moment is Amy Harper. And then third place is the Costa swimmer, lane 3, Georgina Hamilton. Meanwhile, Borum up into the final turn, underwater, comes up just about at the flags. Just beside her, coming back on her a little bit, Amy Harper. Both Watford swimmers. Didn't take a note of the winning time in the previous heat. I don't think it was a 20, so might have been, can't remember. Anyway, the winning time here, Amy Borum, 2:28.67. Harper second, 2:31.01. Summer Everson coming third, 2:33.84. 2:28 then, the winning time. Our final heat, heat 15, referee. Our last heat of this event underway, and it's in the centre of the pool. Charlotte Williams of Hatfield, 2:24 entry time. We had a 2:28 in the previous heat, the winning time, so I imagine Charlotte Williams is going to beat that. Beside her in second place, Katie Hopper of Berkhamsted, and then it's a bit closer for third. Not too much to choose between them. Williams turns 30.57. Second place, Hopper. Third place at the turn, Megan Gray into backstroke. Charlotte Williams has the advantage. Williams has the lead, turns, kicks off the wall, underwater, 3, 4 fly kicks up, moving back down towards the start end, looking good. Williams in the lead. Kate Hopper of Berkhamsted beside her, underneath the flags. As Williams stops, flips into breaststroke. Lovely long underwater face there, coming up about 8, maybe 9 metres. Gray not far behind. Where is it for third place? Hannah Lovelock, I think, maybe over at the far end of the pool in the yellow hat in lane 8. good breaststroke swimmer, so maybe she'll just pull up a little bit on these last length and a half of breaststroke as Williams in the lead. Gray in second place, and then Lovelock and I think it must be Kaylin here for third. Not too much between them, or fourth and fifth. Williams, last couple of breaststrokes. Turns into front crawl. Not much of an underwater phase there for the push off the wall. Second place is Gray. Third place is Third place is Gray, and Hopper is in second place. Williams, not flat out, I don't think, as she comes down with half a length to go. Williams in the lead. Hopper in here, fighting for second and third. Charlotte Williams takes the win, 2:27. Just realised there aren't finals for this, so that was the fastest time, so she's the winner overall. So Williams, 2:27.44. Here, second, 2:30.15. And then third place Hopper, 2:30.52. So that completes the 200 IM. We now move on to the 400 IM. 100 metres of each stroke, of course, exactly the same order, fly, back, breast, front. And we have 4 heats of this. So once again, we will be going into the finals straight after the final heat of the men's IM. So another 20 minutes or so, a bit longer, 25 minutes, we'll be into those finals. Event 404, Heat 1, referee. So we slow down one more time, back to the young swimmers, 12 and 13-year-olds, 100 metres of each stroke. So whilst they do their first turn, we'll just take a slight pause. I'll have a slurp of tea and a bite of a rather nice choppy biscuit. So we're moving up towards the end of the first 3 lengths of the heat. And 2 lead swimmers looking quite good. Lane 3 just beginning to struggle a bit compared with how he was. Lane 4 looking very good indeed. 4 is Alfie Ritchie, 3 Hugo Harley. Ritchie for Costa. Harley for Watford. Just young swimmers here, 12 and 13 years old. Got to be slightly mad to enter the 400 IM if you ask me, but there we go. Maybe they enjoy it. And Ritchie has the advantage still. Quite a good advantage, 3-4 metres. Ritchie in the lead, Harley in second place. So we're into the backstroke now, with Ritchie still in the lead. Hasn't opened up too much of an advantage over Harley, over the backstroke leg. And then we have to look over to lane 6 for our third place swimmer, Sam Farry, of Hatfield. Then we have Aaron Rawnsley and Tom Gilbert, the 5 swimmers in this heat. Could we have the girls for the 53 finals to the marshalling area, please? So all entrants or all finalists, can you make your way to the marshalling area, please? Finalists for the 53, that is. Into breaststroke now, and Richie has the advantage still. It was about 4 meters, and it's about 4 or 5 meters now, so he's extended a slight lead because they've slowed down into breaststroke. We'll see what it is as he comes up towards the turn, and he's about 5.5 meters ahead of Harley. Harley, the red-hatted swimmer for Watford, and Richie, the blue-hatted swimmer for Costa. So there we are. There's Richie in Harley just coming to shot. Richie at the left-hand side of the screen in centre shot now as he comes up to the turn. 2 lengths of breaststroke done, 2 lengths to go. Richie coming up, Harley coming up next. Harley turns, 3:57.43, so a little bit behind Richie. And the 3rd place swimmer has not yet turned. They're turning now over in lane 6, 4:08, so a little bit of a differential back to Sam Farry of Hatfield in 3rd. And we have Aaron Rawnsley's in 3rd, Sam Farry in 4th, and Tom Gilbert in 5th. So it all gets complicated as they swap over and go different directions. Richie in the lead, centre shot, just to left at the moment. Underneath the flags, coming up towards the end of the breaststroke leg. Last stroke pushes off the wall. And off he goes into the front crawl. Not too much underwater phase, but he's done 300 metres. He's probably feeling a little bit tired by now. Now we've got Harley. Likewise, he turns. Richie approaches the far end, the turn end, to our right. Meanwhile, to my left and your left, when you see a bit later, it's Rawnsley turning in 3rd place. Good swim here for Richie. He's not going to lap anybody, but he's not a million miles off. Richie comes up towards the flags. What's his entry time? 6:19, and he finishes a long, long, long way underneath that to finish at a time of 5:23.81. The times will come up. Oh, I'm mad. It's only got 50 metres. Done 50, another 50 metres to go. So he may lap somebody. So Richie then, coming up to the turn. At the turn end for the final time, he goes back down towards the start end. He may overtake Tom Gilbert down in lane 2. It's possible. He's about 3 metres behind as Gilbert comes underneath the flags. Richie having a good swim. He was time 6:19. I must admit, a minute under seemed like a huge advantage. 6:03, 16 seconds under, takes the win. Harley now coming up towards the flag. 6:30 his entry time. He's going to be underneath that. Richie looks very pleased indeed. 6:14.45 the second place time. Richie is 13, and there's only one more 13-year-old swimming in this event, so let's just take a note of his time, shall we? 6:03, see how that pans out later on. Meanwhile, our 3rd place swimmer was Aaron Rawnsley, 6:30.19. 4th place, Sam Farry, 6:34.25. And then our final swimmer, Tom Gilbert, just coming in the last couple of strokes, finishes in a time of 6:47.57. Heat 2, referee. Second heat underway. Actually, we've got a 12-year-old in this heat. Montgomery Brewster. He's swimming in lane 8, up at the top of the screen, swimming for Watford. So So I hadn't noticed him. I can't remember what the age categories are. It might be 12 and 13 as a combined category. Meanwhile, in the lead for Potter's Bar after 50 metres of fly, turning on a 33.86. It is Max Lesnar, a familiar name to those who have been here many times before. As indeed is many of the other swimmers. And it is nice to see some new names coming onto these sheets. Lesnar in the lead. One length of fly to go. Nice underwater phase there, coming up about 6-7 metres. Looking fairly strong. Breathing every stroke. Looking down towards the boards, goes underneath the flag, starts to spot the finish. One more stroke after this one. Maybe just drifts in slightly, turns, pushes off the wall into backstroke. Nice underwater phase, 3 or 4 fly kicks up to the surface. He turned on 1:13.41. He's over 6 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. That translates into the best part of 8 or 9 metres in the water. Pretty close for second place, lane 6, the closest to him at the moment, James Hallam, swimming for Harpenden with the black hat. And then we've got a Cheshunt swimmer in lane 2, Ryan Wimpenny. So it's close for second, third, fourth, so on. It's not close for the lead as Lesnar turns, 1:54.53. He was +6 at the start of the backstroke. It's now +7, so he's opened, +9. So he's opened up 3 seconds over that 50 back. Wimpenny, Cheshunt in second place, close for second though, between Wimpenny and Hallam. Wimpenny just ahead of Hallam, just a 10th or so maybe, a couple of tenths. Lesnar coming up towards the end of the backstroke, I think I've got that right, yes. He flips backwards into breaststroke, long underwater phase, coming up about the 7 metre mark. 2:34, the next one's a 2:45, so that's +11, so another couple of seconds brought out. Lesnar moving away from the rest of the field, then the race is for second. Nelson versus, Hallam versus Wimpenny, wrong Cheshunt swimmer there. It's Wimpenny in second place. Wimpenny turns, you can't see him, but he's just turning now. Hallam just 10th or 2 behind him as Lesnar comes underneath the flags halfway through breaststroke. In a different race really. Underwater transition phase, pretty much a replica or a duplicate mirror image of the one at the start, so not getting too tired at the moment. 3:30, it's disappeared, I don't know what his turn time was, but I'm sure he's extending his lead. Wimpenny and Hallam, not too much between them. We've got a green-hatted swimmer in lane 3, that's Jesse Howard of Hoddesdon, just beginning to move up on the other two. Might have moved up into second place by the end of the breaststroke. Meanwhile, Lesnar, one more time, coming underneath the flags for Potter's Bar. Last few strokes to go until he finishes breaststroke. 100 metres front crawl, it's all downhill now. You've just got to take the pain for another minute and a bit. And we have had Jesse Howard, was it Jesse somebody? Jesse Howard moved up into second place. Wimpenny just accelerating off the wall, slightly better than Howard, but he's close for second. As Max Lesnar, we might have an overlap in this one. We've got a swimmer in lane 1 just coming up towards the end of his breaststroke. That's William Harris of, no, it can't be William Harris, it's Raxa Ruiz of Hatfield. As Lesnar's got 50 metres to go now. 4:50 he turned against a 5:01, so he hasn't extended his lead particularly. It's now plus, it was still +11, so on the breaststroke leg the other swimmers held him, but they held him 11 seconds in front of them. So Lesnar has overtaken one of the swimmers underneath the flags. Last couple of strokes. Entered on a 5:37. Finished on a 5:26. Very nice indeed. He looks tired. Don't know if he's happy or not. He's certainly tired. When Penny comes in next. Then we've got Hallam. Jesse Howard was almost there and then just faded at the end of that front crawl. Howard third. Cheng fifth. Three more swimmers to come in. Next swimmer comes in. Prabhu. Then Montgomery Brewster, 12-year-old. His time 6:00:19. And our final swimmer completes the race 6:13:45. Okay. Heat 3, referee. Our penultimate heat underway, and it's event 404, heat 2, lane 3, disqualified for a technical infraction. And the finalists, the last heat of this event will be a final, so we'll introduce the swimmers one by one, which kind of makes me realise that I was wrong earlier on. In the 200 IM, there will be a final, just a single final. So I rather prematurely called the winner of that one. There will be a championship final for that in a while. Meanwhile, we are coming towards the end of the fly leg of this heat, and it is Hatfield's Daniel Williams in the lead in lane 4. A little bit close for the next couple of positions. Hoddesdon, Samuel Howard in lane 3 versus Alexander Ball at Potters Bar in lane 5. (1:46.15), 50 metres into the backstroke, sorry. Daniel Williams in the lead still. Then we got Samuel Howard in second, Alexander Ball still in third. Very close at the top of the pool, not that you can see it on the feed here. But at the top of the pool we have Lau, Gill and Gradwell in 6, 7 and 8, swimming side by side for what must be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. As Williams comes up towards the end of his backstroke. Last few strokes to go. Hits the wall, flips backward into breaststroke, long underwater pull, up at about 6 metres. So it just shows you Max Lester in the previous heat was coming up beyond there. So it was a good swim for Max. Still a good race here for the next positions. Howard with the red hat of Hoddesdon, just ahead of Ball with the black hat of Potters Bar. As they move towards the turn end, coming up towards the end of the first length of breaststroke. Daniel Williams, way out in the lead. Williams comes underneath the flags. Last few strokes. There we go, push off the pads, that underwater phase again. Comes up a little bit earlier, not much. Williams, Samuel Howard just ahead of Alexander Ball, so not too much to choose between them still. Ball looking like he's just moving ahead of Howard now. Both of them can see Williams, he's about 7 metres ahead of them rather. Williams back down towards the start end. Ball and Howard turning exactly the same time. Williams underneath the flags, coming up towards the end of the breaststroke. Last couple of strokes, there we go, pushes off the wall. Very little underwater phase there. I didn't see any fly kicks, maybe they were hidden from me as the water was disturbed. But he's in the lead, 4-0, it's disappeared, but he's in the lead. Just 6/10 between the next positions, with Ball has the advantage over Howard. And then a good race for 4th and 5th. Lau and Gill, lanes 5 and 6. Sorry, it's not them, it's Lau and Gill. Yeah, it is Lau and Gill, 5 and 6 respectively. Sorry, 6 and 7. Right swimmers, wrong lanes. Daniel Williams then coming up towards the turn end for the final time. Long way ahead of the rest of the swimmers. Pushes off the wall. He's got just under a length to go. It's a very good race here for the next couple of positions. It's swung back towards Samuel Howard's way. He's about a tenth or two ahead of Ball. So it's a sprint for them, just down that last half length. As Daniel Williams takes the win, 5:02.91. 6 seconds, give or take, under his entry time. Howard dominates down that final length. Takes second place, 5:15 dead. Alexander Ball, 0.44 behind him, 5:15.44. Then we've got Lau winning that race with Gill, 5:22.26 against 5:24.67. And Harris followed by Gradwell. And then our final swimmer in this heat is Robert Gore. Right, swimmers, can you clear the pool towards the scoreboard side, please, as we get ready to introduce our finalists. Can we have any finalists for the boys, 50 breaststroke? Unless you're in the final next heat. Please make your way to the marshalling area. So all finalists who are not about to swim, please make your way to the marshalling area for your set of finals. So this is the final for event 404. It's heat 4 as well. And your swimmers are as follows. In lane 1 for Watford, Rafferty Main. In lane 2 for Bishop Stortford, McDonald Williams. In lane 3 for Hatfield, Samuel Jeffrey. In lane 4 for Watford, Matthew Aldred. In lane 5 for Watford, Jack Barnard. In lane 6 for Watford, Benjamin Taggart. In lane 7 for Huddeston, Maxwell Hosier. And in lane 8 for Watford, Luke Martel. Referee. Our last heat and our final underway. Matthew Aldred, lane 4, 4:35 his entry time. As I said earlier, he won some events last week. And I think he must have been the breaststroke, because otherwise I wouldn't have been talking about him. So doing a full range of events. Turns first, nice finish there at the end of 2 lengths of fly, 28.25. Second place, to his left now, Jack Barnard, also of Watford. And third place is Samuel Jeffrey of Hatfield. Aldred in the lead, Barnard in second place. A little closer for the next positions. As the 2 Watford swimmers just move away from the rest of the field. Hatfield swimmer in third place at the moment. It's Samuel Jeffrey. Just over the minute mark for Aldred at the first end of the first discipline, the end of the butterfly. couple of seconds, well, 2.6 seconds behind him in second place is Barnard. And then third place at the end of the fly is Samuel Jeffrey for Hatfield. 1:07.11 is turn time. Aldred looking good here on the backstroke, moving away from the rest of the field. He's obviously a talented swimmer, looks, turns, 1:34.88. He's got a massive advantage. I mean, this is huge, isn't it? Let's be fair. Then Barnard turns next. That's 6-7 seconds behind him, 6.5. And then Hatfield is third place at the moment. Samuel Jeffrey beginning to eat into Barnard's second place advantage slightly, but not by much. Reasonably good underwater phase there for Aldred. Moves back down towards the start end, underneath the flags. End of the backstroke. It's so fast, isn't it? 2:08.73, just over 2 minutes of the first 200 into the breaststroke. Barnard and Jeffrey are pretty close here. 18:59 against 18:75. It wasn't that close before, so that means Jeffrey is beginning to catch up Barnard. They meet. Aldred going in the opposite direction. Aldred has now got approximately 15 metres advantage over the rest of the field. Aldred, as you can see, just coming in, finishes first 2 lengths of breaststroke, pushes off. Off he goes back towards the turn end, coming into shot. Then we've got a close race between Jeffrey and Barnard. Jeffrey for Hatfield just in the lead now, 2:58 rather against a 2:59. Best part of 7/10 between them. And then in third place, another Watford swimmer is Rafferty May, down in lane 1. Aldred coming up towards the flags at the start end. Swimmers all over the pool now. Aldred in the lead. Jeffrey in second place, Barnard in third. Aldred turns 3:28.07. Into the final 100 metres, 3:28 is turn time. Let's see what the final 100 split is. Jeffrey extended a solid advantage now for second, 3:39 against 3:42. There's the best part of 3 seconds between them rather. Moving up into fourth place rather is Taggart, a Watford swimmer, in lane 6, and Rafferty May in lane 1 in fourth place. It's Aldred now a length ahead of most of the field. Oh, sorry, almost all the field. Over a length ahead of some of them. Aldred then has a length and a half to go. He disappears back down towards the turn end. It's getting a little bit closer for second and third. Jeffrey just has the advantage over Barnard, but Barnard is catching him. So he's swapping to and fro between them. They meet halfway up the pool. Aldred then coming up towards the end of his race. His entry time 4:35, going to be there or thereabouts. He finishes on 4:34.78. And I think it was 3:28, was it not? Can't remember. 1:06 for the final 100. Barnard holds on to second place, being congratulated, and finishes 4:34.78. Jeffrey third, 4:47.97. And there we go, that completes this heat. Swimmers, if you'd like to clear the pool towards the scoreboard side, please. And we will move on to our finals, or the rest of our finals. The first one of which, or the first set of which, will be the girls' freestyle, 50-metre freestyle finalists. We have a number of finals, in case you're not familiar. They're based on age groups, so 10 and 11 combined, and then we've got 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. Each have their own final, and then 17 and over have a final. And then we repeat the same for the boys in the breaststroke. So, welcome to your pool, the poolside, your finalists for event 405, the 10 and 11-year-olds. In lane 1, swimming for Berkhamsted, Emily Besant. In lane 2, swimming for Verulam, Olivia Daniel. In lane 3, swimming for Hatfield, Aoife Blessing. In lane 4, swimming for Hitchin, Charlotte Dixon. Lane 5, swimming for Ware, Ashley Worth. In lane 6, swimming for Hatfield, Yorgi Bashfi. Lane 7, swimming for Ware, Mariella Thorne. And in lane 8, swimming for Cheshunt, Scarlett Hammond. Referee. Underway then for our first final, Fast and Furious. 34 is the entry time. Charlotte Dixon in the yellow hat for Hitchin going off first. Nice dive, holding on to lead at the moment. She won a final last Saturday. Can she do the same again? Looking good as she comes into the first turn. She turns, or the only turn, she turns marginally ahead of the rest of the field. Back up towards the start end. Dixon the lead. Being put under pressure now. Blessing of Hatfield in lane 3. Dixon versus Blessing. It's hard to tell at the angle I'm looking at it. Dixon has the marginal advantage. Dixon versus Blessing. Dixon looks like she should be okay. Last couple of strokes, she's going to take this one. Good win there, 33.87. Blessing in second place, 34.56. In fact, joint second between her and Olivia Daniel, also on a 34.56. The 12-year-old finalists are in lane 1 for Stevenage, Sophie Peterson. In lane 2 for Watford, Esme Wee. Lane 3 for Ware, Sophie Tom. Lane 4 for Costa, Charlotte Stewart. Lane 5 for Watford, Isla Cayley. Lane 6 for Royston, Lily Chappell. In lane 6 for Bishop Stortford, Yin Hei Chan. And in lane 8 for Hatfield, Neve Ai. Referee. Second heat underway, we drop into the 30 points on entry time. Pressure might make them go faster. It's Charlotte Stewart, fastest entrance, 30.15 with a blue hat in the middle of the pool. In the lead at the moment, she goes into that first turn. She's got half a body length advantage. Not much to choose between the next set of swimmers. Sophie Tom, the closest to her for Ware in lane 2. As Stewart has the advantage, she's clear leader at the moment. They come underneath the flag. She has a body's length advantage for Charlotte. It's very tight for second place between Tom and Cayley. Stewart takes the win though, very convincing, beats her entry time under 30 seconds, 29.73. Tom second, 31.44. Cayley third, 31.67. The 13-year-old finalists in Royston, sorry, not in Royston, for Royston. In lane 1, Megan Randall. In lane 2 for Bishop Stortford, Amelia Cass. In lane 3 for Cheshunt, Mia Nelson. In lane 4 for Costa, Anna Sapiskaya. In lane 5 for Costa, Jasmine Scott. In lane 6 for Hoddesdon, Isabel Cartwright. In lane 7 for Hemel, Heidi King. And in lane 8 for Bushy, Rachel Ord. Referee. Off we go then. Anna of Costa in lane 4. I'm going to call her Anna, I can't say her name fast enough. If I use her same name, Anna in lane 4 turns first. She has half a metre advantage over the rest of the field. She comes up at the transition phase. Mia Nelson of Chestnut closer to her, and on the other side of her is Jasmine Scott. Scott, Anna and Nelson vying for the lead here. It's going to be close between Scott and Anna, and Scott takes the win. 29.50, Anna. Sapashakaya second in lane 4, 29.69, and third, Mia Nelson, 30.28. The finalists for the 40-year-old category for Watford in lane 1, Ruby May Kiyoboro. For Potter's Bar in lane 2, Tisha Adebola Lawal. For Potter's Bar in lane 3, Valentina Tinarello. For Hatfield in lane 4, Alexandra Nerney. For Hoddesdon in lane 5, Liliana Sapala. For Costa in lane 6, Mimi Clinch. For Berkhamsted in lane 7, Poppy Audrey. And in lane 8 for Tring, Evie Butterworth. Referee. Nice start there for lane 4, Alexandra Nerney of Hatfield. Put under pressure though, it's Sapala in lane 5 as we go into the turn. Nerney just ahead of Sapala. They come out of the turn. Tinarello not too far behind them. It's a close race this. The first two have been quite close. This one might be closer. Nerney versus Sapala. Nerney takes the win, just is enough. 28.19 the winning time. Sapala in second place, 28.41. Third place, Tinarello, 28.74. The 15-year-old finalists. In lane 1 for Hoddesdon, Molly Seymour. In lane 2 for Berkhamsted, Lily Welborn. In lane 3 for Bishop Stortford, Kwan Yi Chan. In lane 4 for Hatfield, Eva Ives. Lane 5 for Stevenage, Sophie Stelmach. Lane 6 for Hatfield, Honor Beverstock. Lane 7 for Stevenage, Lucy Peterson. And in lane 8 for Hatfield, Antonia Elias. Referee. Off we go then. Lane 4, early advantage. Eva Ives from Hatfield with the purple hat. She has a reasonable advantage here. Half a metre or so. She goes into the first turn, comes out of the transition phase. Good underwater phase in the lead. Sophie Stelmach for Stevenage in lane 5, the closest to her. Ives looks like she's fairly safe here. She takes the last couple of strokes. She takes a win. Stelmach in second place, and third place, Kwan Yi Chan. The winning time for Eva Ives, 28.05. The 16-year-old finalists are as followed in lane 1 for Hitchin, Jemima Cross. Lane 2 for Royston, B. Grant. Lane 3 for Costa, Sophie Hollis. Lane 4 for Watford, Kaylin Hahir. Lane 5 for Stevenage, Tia Gregory. Lane 6 for Bishop Stortford, Freya Habgut. Lane 7 for Royston, Lauren King. And in lane 8 for Berkhamsted, Nell Costa. Referee. Here then, our fastest entrant, underwater phase, pretty much the same as the other swimmers. She has a slight advantage. Here versus Gregory. Somebody's getting lots of support beside me. I think it's the Stevenage team. Going into the turn, it's Freya getting the support, but here turns first. Coming off the wall, here in the lead. Gregory not far behind. Freya Habgut moving up towards second place. It's very tight here. And here has the advantage. It's a very tight race indeed. Here just takes the win. 28.67, second place Tia Gregory, 28.98, Freya Habgut third, 29.15. Seventeen and over finalists then in lane 1 for Stevenage, Lucy Crocker. For Costa in lane 2, Erin Younger. For Hatfield in lane 3, Katie Jeffrey. For Hatfield in lane 4, Charlotte Williams. For Bishop Stortford in lane 5, Laura Burgess. For Potters Bar in lane 6, Gabriela Gomez Pavon. Lane 7 for Hatfield, Megan Gray. And in lane 8 for Bishop Stortford, Alice Longman. Referee. Last set of finals underway then for this heat event rather. Charlotte Williams, fastest entrant, 27.55. She has the advantage just as we go into the first turn. Gomez Pavon, Burgess rather, Bishop Stortford not far behind her. Coming out the turn, it's Bishop Stortford, Burgess versus Hatfield's Williams vying for the lead. It's stroke for stroke, it's who's going to get the finish right here. Burgess slightly faster, if they could go in there. Burgess should take it, Burgess takes it. 27.53. Williams second, 27.69. Third place goes to Jeffrey, 28.05. The boys breaststroke finals then, the 10 and 11-year-old category in lane 1 for Bishop Stortford, Harrison Dodwell. In lane 2 for Watford, Mark Ansagi. Lane 3 for Berkhamsted, Dewey Fordyce. Lane 4 for Tring, Jake Nell. Lane 5 for Hertford, Isaac Wilshire. Lane 6 for Harpenden, Charles Hallam. Lane 7 for Watford, Veer Takia. And in lane 8 for Hemel Hempstead, Luca Capozzi. Referee. Underway then for our first round breaststroke finals, a little bit slower than the 53 for the women. Jake Nell, said earlier he had some good swims, he won some events I'm pretty sure last week, and he's looking good in this one, he's in the lead. Fordyce for Berkhamsted, not too far behind him. Wilshire on the other side, but Nell looking good. Nell, black hatted swimmer from Tring, comes underneath the flags, last few strokes to go. Nell takes the win. 39.76, Fordyce second, 40.65, Wilshire third, 41.37. Twelve-year-old finalists. In lane 1 for Watford, Hugo Harley. Lane 2 for Bishop Stortford, Guy Spearman Baines. Lane 3 for Stevenage, Kei Young Wai Chung. Lane 4 for Bishop Stortford, Jensen Richards. Lane 5 for Hatfield, Ching Yao. Lane 6 for Watford, Montgomery Brewster. Lane 7 for Watford, Max Perry. And in lane 8 for Bushy, Grant Hamachaharia. Referee. So here we go then, our second final, 12-year-olds for the breaststroke. That is pretty close. We still have our favourite, Jensen Richards, Bishop Stortford, black hat. Lane 4, turning just ahead of the field, but it's pretty close. Ching Yao, Hatfield in lane 5, and then we've got Brewster, Montgomery, very confident walk onto the poolside, and maybe he had a reason to be so, as he moves up. Got my lanes slightly wrong, haven't I? It's Yao with the win. So Yao takes the win, 40.79. Richard second, 41.45. And Cheng third, 41.48. The warm-up for the next session will be 17:30, which I'm pretty sure was as advertised. So 17:30 warm-up for the next session, session 7. The 13-year-old finalists in lane 1 for Bishop Stortford, Ting Hei Cheng. Lane 2 for Verulam, Edward Beard. Lane 3 for Watford, Jacob Chen. Lane 4 for Watford, Constantine Kalifas. Lane 6 for Costa, Chu Ki Chen. Lane 6 for Hertford, Rex Tramatino Wells. Lane 7 for Hertford, Ethan Garbett. And in lane 8 for Berkhamsted, Henry Mumford. Referee. "13-year-olds underway, silence as they're all underneath the water and they gradually come to the surface. In the lead, out of the transition phase and maintaining it is Konstantin Kalifas. Also had some good swims last Saturday when I was last here, and he turns ahead of the rest of the field. About half a body length advantage over the rest of them as they come out of the transition phase, half a length to go. It's pretty tight for second place. Tramontano Wells versus Chen, but Kalifas has the advantage. Body length clear, they just come underneath the flags, last couple of strokes, and he takes the win. That's Kalifas, 37.70. Chen second, 39.23. Third, Tramontano Wells, 39.26. "14-year-old finalists in lane 1 for Watford, Gabriel Taggart. Lane 2 for Hoddesdon, Jesse Howard. Lane 3 for Verulam, Eddie Sun. Lane 4 for Watford, William Rogers. Lane 5 for Hatfield, Rufus Kelly. Lane 6 for Watford, and Reduth Prabhu rather. In lane 7 for Harpenden, Milan Cook. And in lane 8 for Bishop Stortford, Elliot Hall. Referee.
Let's go, Elliot!
Rogers has a slight advantage in lane 4. Most of these heats or finals go to form. The fourth place swimmers taking the win. I think pretty much all of them so far. Anyway, it's the case here. Rogers in the lead. Out of the underwater phase, has the advantage. Maybe this time Eddie Sun will break the what we've had so far and take the win. No, he can't, as Rogers moves away from the rest of the field. Last couple of strokes, dominant win for Rogers. 34.79. Sun second, 37.02. Kelly third, 36.04. The 50-year-old finalists in lane 1 for Ware, Harry Reville. Lane 2 for Costa, Ramsey Gill. Lane 3 for Hitchin, Theo Smith. Lane 4 for Watford, Chun Ho Chan. Lane 5 for Hoddesdon, Fabian John. Lane 6 for Hoddesdon, Maxwell Hosier. Lane 7 for Welland Garden, Luke Peterson. Lane 8 for Watford, Peter Ansagi. Referee. 15-year-olds underwater, then up out of the transition phase, and it's Chan in the lead for Watford. Chan in the lead, pushing him is Fabian John, lane 5. Chan turns, John in second place, Smith for Hitchin, I think in third place, difficult to tell as they come up out the underwater phase. Chan in the lead, moving away from the rest of the field. Then it's Hosier, then Peterson. Sorry, it's John and Peterson as Chan takes the win. It's tight for second and third. Chan takes the win, 32.64. John second, 34.07, and Smith 34.37 in third place. The 16-year-old finalists in lane 1 for Harpenden. Ethan Chamberlain. Lane 2 for Harpenden. Nathan Tang. Lane 3 for Stevenage. Samuel Herity. Lane 4 for Watford. Rafferty May. Lane 5 for Costa. Alban Gill. Lane 6 for Bishop Stortford, Robert Gore. Lane 7 for Costa, Matthew Jennings. And in lane 8 for Watford, James Gibson. Referee. A disqualification, event 416, a final, lane 7, disqualified for a technical infraction. Off we go then. Last but one heat, lane 4 doing well. Lane 5 went off, quick reactions. Lane 3 had quick reactions. Lane 4 in the lead though. Lane 5 very close before close. Rafferty May with a slight advantage. Rafferty May just turns ahead of Alban Gill. Those are the two swimmers, vying for first and second, I would suggest. May though comes off the wall, far better underwater phase and transition, moves away from Gill. Gill looking like he's going to have to settle for second place. There's a fast finishing Gibson over at the top of the pool. May finishes in the lead, 32.97. Gill second, 33.43. And Gibson, Samuel Herity came third, 34.77. The 17-and-over finalists in lane 1 for Harpenden, Cub Madison. Lane 2 for Hitchin, George Lovelock. Lane 3 for Potters Bar, Jake Moore. Lane 4 for Watford, Matthew Aldred. Lane 5 for Bushy, William Presland. Lane 6 for Costa, Daniel Hollis. Lane 7 for Ware, Thomas Lydiard. And in lane 8 for Costa, Judah Suba. Referee. So our finalists underway. Good start there for Jake Moore, Potter's Bar. Malthy Aldred, the favourite, in lane 4. But it's pretty close here. Aldred, Preston and Moore as they go into the turn. Nothing to choose between those three in the centre of the pool. The underwater phase, is it making a difference? Aldred and Preston, Aldred and Moore now the two contenders for the lead, but Aldred moving to the fore. Moving away from the rest of the field, he comes underneath the flags. It's tight for second, but Aldred's going to take the win. Aldred wins 30-28. Second place, Moore, 30-91. Third place, William Preston, 30-95. So that completes the racing for session 6. Many thanks to all our officials and volunteers, our coaches and swimmers, for making this session a success. It ran somewhat quicker than the equivalent last Saturday morning, that is for sure. So we will start the warm-up at 17:30. If you are due a medal, please go and collect it. If you've been watching online, hope you've enjoyed the streaming of this session. As the light begins to fade here at Boreham Wood, we wish you goodbye for a while. We'll leave you in the hands of After Dark, and the warm-up will start at 17:30. Apologies for that. I have not got the finalists for the next race, so I thought we were done, but we're not. All of what I said still stands, other than the fact we've got one more race. Right. I did wonder, I have to say, when I said earlier there was a final, then I didn't get the heat sheets anyway, or the final sheets. We have them, so we can do it. The finalists for the female 200-metre individual medley in lane 1 for Hatfield, Megan Gray. In lane 2 for Berkhamsted, Kate Hopper. In lane 3 for Hatfield, Emma Ives. Lane 4 for Hatfield, Charlotte Williams. Lane 5 for Watford, Amy Borum. Lane 6 for Watford, Kaylin Hahir. Lane 7 for Watford, Amy Harper. And in lane 8 for Watford, Summer Emerson. Referee. So, this is our last swim for this session, and it's the final of the 200 individual medley, 50 metres of each stroke. We saw them all earlier. Charlotte Williams was our fastest entrant in lane 4, 2:27.44, her qualifying time to get into the final, and she is in the lead at the moment, almost a body length clear of Amy Borum of Watford in lane 5. So we have a few Watford swimmers and a couple of Hatfield swimmers, and it is Williams of Hatfield in the lead. Into the backstroke, turning on a 30.32. Williams in the lead. Second place, pretty close between Kate Hopper in 2 and Amy Borum in lane 5. Borum has the advantage over that battle for second. Here third, with Williams in the lead. Body length and a bit advantage for Williams as she comes underneath the flags. Last couple of strokes, turns into breaststroke. Nice long underwater transition phase for Williams. Second place is Borum. Third place, Kate Hopper in lane 2. Into the breaststroke then. Well into the breaststroke now, coming up towards the turn end. Williams in the lead. Williams turns first. Borum turns second. Hopper third. Good race for fourth, fifth and sixth, but the top three places reasonably separated. Ever Ives just beginning to come back on Hopper for third, as at the front. Borum catching up Williams a bit. Williams still has the advantage, must be a second and a half. It's about a second and a half. So Williams has a second and a half advantage into this final 50. Moving away from Borum, looking fairly secure. Very close for third at the moment. It's here over in lane 6. Here in second place ahead of Hopper as Charlotte Williams has half a length to go. Fairly comfortable win. Entry time, or qualifying time, 2:27.44. Going to be underneath that, 2:24.64, a long way underneath that, so nice swim. Borum second, 2:26.45. Here third, 2:28.06. Our last few swimmers come in, and that completes that final. And I'm reasonably confident this time that that does in fact complete the session. So we wish you well if you're going home. If you're not, enjoy yourself here. The warm-up will start at 17:30. Until then, after dark.